But all right, no, that should wrap up the games for week 10. But Eagles and Rams are both on a bye this week. But one team, one team between the two of us decided to make a move today. Rams went on to sign Carson Wentz to be right as of right now to be Matthew Stafford's backup. So we'll get a resident Rams fan reaction on this signing. It's not a huge signing, but
Yeah,
it's something.
when I saw it, I was like, why didn't we do this last week? Um, kind of did it a week too late, basically when we really needed it the most. Because unless something comes out during this week or sometime early next week, I'm pretty sure Stafford is going to be coming back after the bye. Um, I I have to assume that's what's happening just based on the moves. We waived Ripon. I think if we didn't waive Ripon, I think Stafford probably wouldn't be coming back. Just betting on, we wouldn't want to be back in another situation where if somehow, by some off chance, Wentz got hurt, we're back to having Ripon. I don't think we would be waiving Ripon if there was concerns of Stafford not coming back. So, but yeah, I definitely think it's a practical pickup. Makes sense. By no means do I like Carson Wentz. I've never liked Carson Wentz, and I really don't like Carson Wentz. But um, hopefully he doesn't play this year, and he's just the backup as security. But yeah, in terms of a smart pickup, it makes sense for the team. Definitely, I'd much rather have Wentz than Ripon, but yeah, I don't love Wentz. But yeah, it was a good pickup. Much very needed. Definitely, definitely needed to happen. Should have happened last week, but can't say much about it. Hopefully he doesn't play, and if he does, oh well. I don't know. It's just one of those weird like I never hated Baker Mayfield, and then when he had that debut and won the game against the Raiders, took that game-winning drive, I was just like, now I have to like Baker Mayfield. So hopefully that doesn't happen with Wentz because I absolutely would do not want to like Carson Wentz. But yeah, I know you probably I know you like Wentz, so I'm sure you got something
Whoa,
to say.
I got mixed emotion on him, but if you want, I can let you borrow my jersey.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass.
I ain't using it, so if you want, it's open. Just letting you know. But yeah, no, I mean, most part, I agree with you. It's a good signing. Obviously, a week too late, like you said. Good signing, just in case Stafford's not quite ready to go, and at least you have somebody that ain't afraid to sling the ball. Unfortunately, you do got to worry about who he's slinging it to. That's the only question, and he'll make those boneheaded mistakes, But at this point, he's your backup. He ain't your starter. But you can do much worse with your backup.
Yeah.
You got anything on this one, Braden? Seeing that Carson Wentz he's back. He is on a team.
I mean, yeah, they needed a quarterback. Ripon just wasn't it last week. As we all saw, not a top defense and just did not play great. And yeah, there's nothing better you're gonna get on free agency right now. You got Carson Wentz, MVP candidate, one season and seasoned vet, been on many teams. So I mean, great veteran pickup for a quarterback. And yeah, like Bryson said, you don't want to see him, but if you need him, it's not the worst option to have.
Yeah, I'm just hoping if he has to play Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua can still get their points,
Yeah,
still get
fantasy
theirs.
wise, that's the only thing I love.
Yeah, that's the way I was looking at it. I don't care for Carson Wentz anymore. But anyways, we can move on to our mid-season awards. So obviously we're going to week 10, so we just passed the halfway point of the season. So we'll go around and just go with who everybody's pick is for each award, whether it's who is leading that accolade right now, or if you guys want to include who do you think will win by the end of the year. So we'll start off with Coach of the Year. I guess I'll throw it over to Bryson. Who's your Coach of the Year?
I think it's a pretty close race right now. I think Dan Campbell is up there, but I think right now leading is Mike Tomlin. I think it's just like Braden has said. They've been winning somehow, just been finding ways to win, and yeah. To me, it's right now it's clear cut Mike Tomlin.
Shoot. Did not expect that because I was actually going Mike Tomlin too.
Well, that makes it a queen sweep then. Because I was not going to go with anyone else.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. The only one that's close is Dan Campbell, but
yeah. If the Steelers don't make the playoffs, I'm taking Dan Campbell as the favorite, but my team's going to the playoffs, so and just Mike Tomlin definitely deserves the Coach of the Year. I don't think he has one yet, and
No,
in the league
he
this
hasn't.
long, so
That's why I looked it up. I was like, oh, this is his year.
Mm-hmm. Good thing I put money on it.
Oh, okay, I didn't expect all of us to go on that. I thought we were going to be a little bit divided on that, but all right. First one's up. We got a unanimous one. All right, moving on. We got it's another unanimous one. Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, guessing it's Bryce Young.
Easily.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, CJ Stroud. Yeah, Brady, you want to take this one?
Yeah. We all had Bajan going into the year because just what a freak he was, but we also know that this pretty much any reward on the offense side is a quarterback award, and I mean CJ Stroud, even though definitely deserves it at this point. Just seeing what he's done, he's having a great year. Definitely turning this Texans franchise around, especially what he did last week was a historic performance. 5 touchdowns, game-winning drive in the last minute. Just one of the better rookie performances we've seen out of a quarterback for a while now. I can't think of really any quarterback coming into the league first year to do something like that. So, I mean, it's an easy one. Not many other rookies have been putting up numbers or winning games like that. So, it's almost he has it locked in already at this point. Could get hurt this week and still win it, in my opinion. Hopefully, he doesn't get hurt, but I think he's that locked in.
Yeah, definitely like this trajectory that he's going. Texans are going to have, I think, all eyes on them in the offseason. Through free agency and the draft, it's going to be what the next move is to keep this window open as long as possible. So, yeah, definitely agree with the CJ Stroud pick. You got anything, Bryson, for CJ Stroud, number one fan?
Yeah, no, can't say what already, not much to be said that already hasn't been said. Playing phenomenal, and I always said that I think he was the best quarterback to come out of the draft, the most NFL ready, and he's proved it. And like you said, yeah, all eyes are gonna be on the Texans. I think right now, I think they need to bolster the defense, because I think you can live for the future with, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. I think that offensively they've proven that they have the pieces. And really, I mean, you don't really need great talent around a quarterback that, is a great talent. And CJ Stroud's been playing well, and the talent's been good enough that he's got targets to throw to, which, it's been a long time coming for the Texans. especially, well, I mean, not that long. It wasn't that long ago that Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, those names were, Texans, but definitely I think the future looks a lot brighter a lot sooner than a lot of people expected. So, yeah. All eyes on the Texans, like you said. But yeah, I think he's a shoe-in for the Rookie of the Year. Kind of no doubt at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, got two unanimous ones. Third one, I already know or not. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, you guys already know where I'm going with this. I'm going with the homer pick. You can call it the homer pick. I don't think it is, but Jalen Carter. Obviously, I think there's only one other defensive rookie that maybe you guys would take, but I feel like what he's showing hasn't been shown or done in a while. At least the flashes that he's showing. To get a defensive tackle, just rushing the quarterback and just playing defense in general, attacking the run, pass. He's a steal from what they got. Obviously, we know why he fell, but just the way that he's playing a lot better than a lot more veteran defensive tackles. Really ran onto the scene and just kind of took the league by storm. So I think he'll continue to play better throughout this gauntlet that the Eagles have, and I think he'll continue to just show flashes and prove why he should win defensive rookie of the year. So yeah, I'll throw it over to you guys. So who you guys got?
You want to go first, Bryson?
Sure. I think right now it's very close, but I think right now I have to take Witherspoon. Just impact wise, I think, yes, Jalen Carter has been great, but would that defense really look any differently without him? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, that line is already phenomenal. You take his name out, it's still phenomenal. So I just think in terms of actual impact to the team, Witherspoon is definitely, I put him above Carter. And I think, obviously the numbers are not going to be the same, different positions, but I think the numbers just a little better right now in terms of, relevance to the position. I think Witherspoon is just leading a little bit. Could Carter win it? Yes, I think so. I think it could be close. I think it's a little easier to maintain consistency for him as a defense tackle as opposed to a corner, because I mean it's pretty hot start for Witherspoon. But definitely cornerback, as I'm sure we'd all agree, is a much harder position to remain consistent in terms of the stats, because really, I mean, outside of interceptions, definitely, I don't think he's I definitely think he's a pretty good tackler. And it's not like he's a shutdown lock corner like Sauce Gardner was, in his rookie year. But yeah, I could see Carter winning it. Just right now, I think Witherspoon is in the lead.
I was kind of surprised. I thought you were going to go Jalen Carter. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm same boat as Bryson. I have Devin Witherspoon. I liked him coming out of the draft. He's my second favorite corner. I would have had Christian Gonzalez at the top. He never got hurt. But just unfortunate. Hopefully he bounces back next year. But yeah, I like what Jalen Carter's been doing. I mean, you're not wrong, Jacob. He's been doing things that we don't see D tackles normally do. Just the way he just plays, it's just phenomenal. But sexier position is that cornerback position. We all know we like to see that lockdown corner, and also helps his case that I think the only primetime game that the Seahawks had, he had a 97-yard pick six. So definitely helps his case for the voters. And I can see Jalen Carter having a chance to win this. Playing as a D tackle, you don't get the recognition. It's not, you don't see any stats for kind of stuffing the run, being that kind of pass rate, or just causing pressures if you're not getting the sacks, which I think right now I saw that he has 4, so I think it needs to be a little bit higher, especially with Devin Witherspoon just looking like the next lockdown corner to come out of the draft. So if Jalen Carter doesn't hit that, I think he might have to hit double digits, maybe 8 to 10 range to be truly in that conversation. But yeah, Devin Witherspoon is right now leading the case, and I think finishes the season strong.
No worries. Jalen Carter will get there. We get to 8.
Just not a sexy position. It's just hard D tackle.
It's all right. He's. I'm not saying he is this player, but best D tackle since Aaron Donald came out. I believe that. I didn't say he is him. I said he's the best D tackle to come out since Aaron Donald. Better than.
Been some good D tackles.
Yeah, he's better than Quinlan. He's gonna be better than Quinlan Williams. I'll tell you that now.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll save this for an off season maybe. But moving on to comeback player of the year. Throw this over to you, Braden. Who do you got for comeback player of the year?
Man, I've been hyping up all year so far, and just probably got the biggest win of the season for him. It's gonna be Joshua Dobbs. Just no one ever expected him to do anything with the Cardinals, and like we've said, that he's put every game into at least a fight in that first half. But yeah, they die down in the second half. Doesn't have his best performances, but I mean, to get moved to a new team and kind of have the offense that he put up and just win the game is just an amazing feat. And I don't think the pool is that strong for comeback player of the year. Not too much injuries last year that it bounced back. The big names I could think of was Calvin Ridley. That was the greatest. That doesn't had the greatest start. Cooper Kupp, it has great receiver, but just hasn't put up the stats to show much yet. So, yeah, we all had DeMar Hamlin winning it, but sadly he hasn't seen the field, so we don't know if he's really that favorite anymore. Still kind of the favorite, but I'm a bit on Joshua Dobbs because I love the underdog story he has, and I know he'll continue going forward being the starter.
You got Bryson.
I don't really have an answer for this one. I mean, I don't like this category. Um, I will say Vegas has Hamlin leading the odds right now. So I just don't know. It's so weird because it's like all Hamlin has to do is just sniff the field once, and I feel like he could win it just because of that. Like literally play one down and oh, he wins. So I don't know. I mean, in terms of like actual players that have actually played and impacted the game, yeah, it's probably Dobbs. I don't really see any other names out there that would fit for this category other than him. Because, yeah, the ones that would be in it just have not been playing, haven't been playing great. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird award right now. It's I don't know. I definitely think it's a little concerning that I just feel like the NFL is just if Hamlin
give him.
just sees the field just once, like it's kind of hard to not give it to him, just because of the story.
I get it.
Yeah, I that's why I don't like this category.
I'm right there with you. Since Big Ben got snubbed because Alex Smith hated this category since. I'll put that out there too. Great story for Alex Smith, but not better than Big Ben that year.
Who was comeback player last year?
Geno Smith.
That's right. Yeah, I felt the same way because I was thinking Brandon Graham could have won that last year. I was on
He
home
showed
with
that
pick.
you can win the award without having an injury.
Yeah, but we'll see what they actually do with the award. If they will give it to Hamlin, but I think for now we're just throwing our picks. I was saying with you guys, I was thinking Josh Dobbs. Definitely the narrative and story is there, but obviously the, the Damar Hamlin narrative is probably stronger. So,
Yeah.
but moving on to offensive player of the year. We'll start off with you, Bryson. Who you got for offensive player of the year?
This one's close. It's tough. I think right now, leading it, I have to say Tyreek Hill, just based on the stats and, just kind of overall. I think it's really close in terms of who could end up finishing and taking it by the end of the year. I think the top three right now are Tyreek leading it. I think AJ Brown is right there, and Christian McCaffrey. I think those are like, I put them at like tied for second, because as obviously Jake knows, I mean we all know AJ Brown has been playing, you know, pretty out of his mind this year. Right there next to Tua in terms of the yardage. I think he might be just a. I'm not sure who's leading right now. I think it might be Tua, but
It's Tyreek.
yeah.
Oh
I
wait,
mean, sorry, Tyreek. Yeah, not Tua. I
yeah,
said Tua.
Tyreek's still leading.
But yeah, I think AJ Brown. He's close. He's right there with him. And then McCaffrey. It's been a touchdown in every game essentially. Going on that streak of 17 touchdowns in a row, and definitely could see him keep going. Not sure at one point when he could stop. Who knows? Because right now he kind of is the focal point of that offense, regardless of whenever everyone's healthy. He's definitely the gonna, you know, get the most just in terms of production. He's gonna see the most. He's gonna touch the ball the most. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Who I don't know who I have winning right now, but I think Tyreek is leading. But I think it's going to be a really close race. It's going to be super close.
Yeah, I have Tyreek too. Obviously, yeah, I know AJ Brown's right behind him, but at this pace, I think Tyreek is he's on pace, obviously, to break Calvin Johnson's record, maybe even hitting that 2K mark. So, if he hit the 2K mark, I think he gets MVP, but I think he might fall short of that. But I think he'll at least sniff or even break Calvin Johnson's record. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I can definitely see him continuing this streak. And yeah, just kind of landing that as a player of the year by the end of the season.
I had Tyreek going in, but I think I changed my mind. Um, I don't think he breaks the record. I think he does come close. He's definitely had an incredible start, but I'm gonna go Christian McCaffrey. Um, I think the Dolphins kind of die out at the end, so that's kind of hurt his chances. Well, I still think Niners are a great team, gonna make a deep playoff run, and like we said all year, Christian McCaffrey is pretty much the engine of that offense. Touchdowns in every game. If Christian McCaffrey doesn't look good, that offense just doesn't look good in my opinion. And yeah, I think he's just been playing phenomenal. Just been best running back in the league this year, without a question, without a doubt. But yeah, if Tyreek does break the record, it's definitely going to Tyreek. But I just don't see it happening. And I see as long as Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, he's definitely going to continue this dominance, of just touchdown per game. Just, just Kyle Shanahan loves using him, and just can use him in anything you want, pretty much at this point. Just how versatile he is. So I got Christian McCaffrey winning this award.
I like that he changed it up, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be between Probably between them two. So McCaffrey, like Bryson said, McCaffrey getting touchdowns every game. I think he's probably going to continue that. Might the streak might break one game. I don't know when, but could. But
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored in every game this year.
Until he
Well,
gets
with
hurt,
that-
I can't see him not scoring.
It's crazy.
yeah, well that's precisely why. So it's like
Yeah,
you got the touchdown machine, and then you just got the guy that's gonna
it's crazy.
might just miss 2,000 receiving yards. So I think those are both great picks. But moving on to defensive player of the year, I was gonna take this one, but I'll let Braden start off on this one.
Yeah, man, I talk about every week because he deserves to be talked about every week. Same guy, JJ Watt, is also trying to endorse. Finally got someone endorsing TJ in the media, so I love to see it. But I got Trent Jordan Watt again. Just the impact. Yeah, he'd like the full name, huh? Thank you. But just the impact he has on the team, like I've said, Steelers, we have not outgained anyone on offense, and because our defense, TJ Watts gets the turnovers, makes the big plays when we need it. Definitely saves that team. He's pretty much the backbone of our defense. We all seen the records when we have TJ and when we don't have TJ. We've won like 2 games without him, so we just see the impact he has. I really like Garrett. He's definitely in that consideration. A lot closer than I ever thought he would be, in my opinion. He's having a phenomenal season, but I just think TJ Watt's a bigger impact and just makes those plays routinely, week in, week out almost. So I got TJ winning his second.
Yeah, I got TJ too. That's why I was like, I'll throw this one to you because you're a guy. But yeah, right now I got him leading. I think, obviously, I think he's pretty neck and neck with Miles Garrett and more so Miles Garrett. I think Max Crosby is a little bit behind in my opinion, but um, yeah, I think end of the season I can definitely see him winning it. But I think it comes down to who takes the sack, the sack lead between him and Garrett, or maybe Crosby. I don't know, but yeah. So I got TJ though.
And he has a touchdown this year.
And he does his touchdown and a pick.
I know somebody's not gonna like this answer, but
I already knew.
this might come as a surprise, but I'm actually putting Watt at third right now. I think he'll get back up into first and second, but currently right now I have him at third. I have Max Crosby at second, and I have Garrett at first. I think Myles Garrett has just been dominant, the most dominant defensive player in the game right now, and has just essentially impacted every game so far. Whereas Watt has kind of had a few quiet ones here and there. Max Crosby, I think right now is just slightly ahead of Watt, just in terms of the impact as being really the only good player on that defense. Obviously, we know the Steelers have other names. Like Braden has said before, that when Watt has a bad game, Highsmith and other players step up. So he's admitted that Watt has had bad games. So just going off of Braden's own self-admission, the Steelers are still winning games even when Watt doesn't play well. Whereas I think if Max Crosby doesn't play well, I don't think the Raiders win. And if Myles Garrett doesn't play well, I don't think the Browns win. Who I think wins it, I still am going to stick with my Aiden Hutchinson pick that I took at the beginning of the year. I think he's a very close fourth, right behind Watt. Just happens to be out of the conversation of the top three currently. But I think the strength of schedule is there for him. Definitely some really good matchups for him coming up. They got 2 more games against the Bears, which I think he could go for multiple sacks in those games. So I still think Aiden could win it. I'd love to see him win it. But yeah, right now I got Myles Garrett leading. And I don't think Watt is going to remain in the third position. I think he overtakes Crosby and gets up there with Garrett. It's just currently right now I have Crosby over. In terms of just impact to the game, right now, at this moment in the season, I have to put Crosby over Watt. But yeah, I have Garrett leading right now. But I can see Garrett falling off.
Never said Watt has a bad game, just not his best game. And that's
Okay.
not his best games means 1 sack and a pass deflection.
Whatever.
But that's still a great game, but just not for TJ.
Okay.
That's all.
A lot.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he had like no stats against the Texans.
He had a sack.
Did he? No.
He had a sack. Alex Highsmith had 2.
Oh,
That's what I was referring to.
I thought he didn't have a sack.
In the Rams, he never had a sack, but he did get that that interception. So.
Well. Either way.
And he scored a touchdown against Myles Garrett Browns. So, the game-winning touchdown. Well, Garrett didn't have a sack or force fumble or any. Narrative, just.
I like that though. I like that pick. I like where you went with that, Bryce. That was good. I like that.
I went with Garrett. Just can't believe he put Max Crosby second. That's what.
I'm sorry, Max Crosby is just. It's mainly because Crosby is literally the only good player on that defense. So just for the fact that like he's been carrying that defense alone by himself, I have to put him in second right now.
I get it. I love that.
Now I don't think he's gonna stay there. But yeah, right now I think that's where he's at.
I just had consensus-wise he's number 2, even though he has a game more than Garrett and TJ, but they're all tied for sacks. But
yeah, so it's close. It's very close. It's like neck and neck. Yeah, I definitely think he falls off. But I'm still hoping Aiden will come back into the race.
It's a year or 2
like
away,
that.
in my opinion.
I don't know. I think he's right there.
You gotta come close one year and then you can win it. You can't just storm the scene and then win it.
There's a first for everything.
He's a first rounder. TJ was a first rounder and he should have beat Steph Gilmore and Aaron Donald in my opinion. But no.
Yeah, okay.
Just have to take some runners ups before you can win it.
Yeah, okay.
Story for another day though.
We'll get to that another day.
Braden living in a dream world out here.
I will stand and die on that TJ Watt hill.
Yeah, we know. We know.
You'll never convince me that TJ Watt would beat Aaron Donald.
His stats will convince you at the end of his career, and he's the best defensive player in the league in history.
In history?
Oh,
Whoa! Okay, calm down.
damn, that was serious.
Even I, as an
He's tied the sack record.
even I, as an Aaron Donald fan, am like can't have a hard time putting Aaron Donald over Lawrence Taylor.
Because Aaron Donald's not even over Mean Joe Green. He's not even the best in his position.
Okay, whoa.
It's just the way it is. That's why you can't put that debate out.
Whoa.
Okay, slow
But TJ
down.
has tied the sack record.
Slow down.
What other?
Does TJ have
All
a
you gotta do
Super
is
Bowl?
keep doing it. Not yet.
Oh
His
wait,
career's not done yet.
that's right. It doesn't. That's right.
It's not done yet.
I wasn't sure if he
Aaron
did.
Donald's in his 16th year, or no, like what is he 12th year, and he won it 2 years ago. TJ still got 4 more years.
I mean, he was injured last year. I mean, I don't know. even Jake is like me. Me and Jake both know you're getting a little ahead of yourself now.
Yeah, you're getting back to being delusional. I mean, I can
And
tell you this.
now you're starting to lose us a little bit now.
I'll tell you
Team
this.
Joe Green.
TJ ain't getting 30 like you said, so we're at the halfway point.
Okay, he might not get 30 this year.
No, he
But-
might not. He ain't gonna get 30. What are you talking about?
Might not.
It's not getting
No,
better.
get rid of the might. He
Might
will
not.
not get 30. He's at
'Cause
9.5 and we're at the halfway point.
9.5.
It's still fact that he's tied the record with less games, so I'm just putting that
Yeah.
out there.
Okay. Yeah, we acknowledge that, but
And I
you
still
went
think
a
he
little
can
too
break it
far
this
with
year.
that.
You can still break it
Yeah.
this year.
No, he can't. Is it physically or not? Is it statistically possible? Yes.
He's-
Will that happen? No. Sorry, that's just not how it
I don't
goes.
think so.
We get better at the end of the year. That's all I'm
Like,
saying.
is there like a 0.0001 chance, something like that? Is that
Oh, it's a lot.
there? Yes, but
It's
I
a lot
mean,
higher.
when you have great sack days, you get multiple sacks. There's always going to be regression. Or if you have a streak, there's going to be regression to follow. So sorry, that's just how it goes.
We'll get back to this at the end of the season and see who's right.
Yeah, we will. About that, and also the best defensive player in history. That's for a whole nother
Yeah, he's not.
discussion. Didn't expect to hear that
I-
today. Wow.
I said I'd live and die on this hill.
Like,
We know.
It's very hard for me to say Aaron Donald was better than Lawrence Taylor. I say it? I could, yes, but it's hard because I don't think there'll ever be another Lawrence Taylor.
You're seeing.
The fact you said that Aaron Donald's not the best defensive tackle ever, you lost me there. I don't know where you get off thinking that, but
It's
Yeah,
me,
that's
Joe
shocking.
Green. We're just too young to know, but he's that guy.
All right.
you're losing me more and more the more you talk about it.
That was
Like you
a
put
surprise.
Mean Joe Green in today's league. It's a much different league back then. I don't think.
All right, I think that's a worse take than what I said. Mean Joe Green being better than Aaron Donald. That is definitely a worse take
What,
than
you
that
think Mean
one.
Joe Green would be
Yes.
as relevant?
What
I
are we
don't
talking
think so.
about?
I mean, I don't think he would. I'm not saying he would be a bum, but I don't think he's gonna be that as great as he was back then.
Bryson is just pissed off every Steelers fan.
I don't know what
watching
you're
this.
talking about. I'm not saying I
Every
dislike Mean Joe Green. I don't know
single
what you're talking about.
I don't
you're
think
acting
one
like I'm
Steelers
like,
fan would agree with that take.
well,
Even a
obviously this is-
smidge.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
I
know
think
what
that
to
was
tell
the
you.
worst take. I
I
think that was
don't
the
know what
worst
to
take.
tell you.
saying this.
I'm not saying me Joe Green is Joe Green is a bum. Okay, I definitely think he would still be
You
great.
definitely made it sound like it. You
No, I'm not.
definitely made
Let me clarify. I'm saying right now that I'm not saying he's a bum, but I'm just saying like it wouldn't be what he did from '69 to '80 would not be the same if he was in today's league. I'm sorry. The offensive lineman has developed at an insane rate compared to back then. So, yeah, slow your roll. I'm not saying he'd be a bum.
Same debate. Then TJ should be better than Lawrence Taylor because he's playing with better offensive linemen.
Now that Lawrence Taylor would eat today. I'm sorry.
Moving on.
Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor.
Moving on.
Whatever.
We will save this for another episode. We got just have it you two go at it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Aaron Donald.
Steelers
Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle to ever play the game. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna lead the Steeler fan death threats to Bryson for that comment.
For which one? The Mean Joe Green one or the Aaron Donald?
Yeah, the Mean Joe Green one.
You're
You
acting
definitely
like
made it sound like he was kind
You're
of
acting like I'm saying he's a bum. He's not a bum. He would be phenomenal in this league, just not like as great as he was back then. There'd be regression.
lucky I'm not old enough to know Mean Joe Green like that.
Ooh. I love the
So-
takes, guys. This is great. Unexpected, but great. We'll definitely have a segment where we'll compile our defensive players, or just let you two go at it. Either one, we'll make sure to do that. But moving on to our last award, MVP. So I think I'm in agreement with I think you guys that just it's a bit of a weird MVP race this year where there's not one clear cut candidate, at least right now. Normally that's the case, but there's always at least one out front. We have one kind of right behind, and then a couple right after those two. But this year it seems to be all kind of huddled together, all just kind of neck and neck. One player having a step on the other. So I think right now the leading candidates, or at least who I think are the top two. I'm kind of going back and forth on who's leading. It's between Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. Mahomes obviously is not. Um, Obviously, their play hasn't been up to standard that we've seen these last several years with just Mahomes dominating. I think I read somewhere where you to compare these first 9 games, 9 games, yeah, these first 9 games that he's played compared to the rest of his career games. These are definitely like the worst, his worst games played, which it's not terrible. It's just to his standard, right? It's not that great, but compared to other quarterbacks, it's a lot better. So I still think he's still playing good, just like I said, not to what we're used to seeing. And for Lamar, I mean, yeah, I know he doesn't have all the yardage, the touchdowns necessarily, or passing touchdowns and passing yards, but I think he has a mix of passing and rushing, and then passing, rushing yards, and touchdowns. But I think what stands out for him is his completion percentage. I think it's above 70. Shoot, I had it and I don't have it anymore. I want to say it's great. Where is it? Sorry,
I have
I'm
it.
looking. You have it? What is it?
It is 71.5%.
Yeah, 71.5. Which I'm not too sure what the record is. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know off the top of my head. But if anything, I think he's just in that offense. Like I think he's able to consistently do this for obviously not the whole entire year, but for for the rest of the year, I think he can just sustain this completion percentage. This these games, obviously they're blowing a lot of teams out. So um, yeah, right now I kind of have them just right at the forefront. But in every year, I know that obviously this is the year, like I said, there's no clear cut winner by the week 10 mark. But normally, when there's somebody out in front, normally that guy doesn't win the MVP. I think we've been seeing that these last, I'll say, going to last decade. The fort, the front runner, not the front runner. I'm sorry, the guy that's always out in front doesn't always win. I can just point to Lamar. Is it Lamar? No, I'm sorry. Mahomes, obviously, the year after he won, Lamar won it. Patrick Mahomes got hurt. He ended up winning. Go back to the Eagles ones. Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts both get hurt. Both end up not getting the MVP. So um, between these two, I don't see them winning it, and that kind of leads me to who I think is going to win it, and it's the homer pick. I'm taking Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to sustain this his play even over this gauntlet of games that the Eagles are going to be playing through. I think he'll be more consistent. I think he's starting to obviously play a lot better, especially in the passing game. I think the Eagles kind of struggled early on, like how I've talked about early, but they've kind of settled down, and he's been playing a lot better as a passer this year. So yeah, I'm going with Jalen Hurts as my MVP to finish this season. But right now, Lamar and Patrick Mahomes are leading it.
And just off your point earlier, so Lamar's at 71.5, and that would put him at third all
Third.
time.
Is Drew Brees
Only
first?
behind Drew Brees twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was Drew Brees, but I didn't know what the exact percentage was.
74.4 and 74.3. Had it twice.
I think it's possible he can. just because like he's really just dissecting these defenses, But we'll see. But who do you guys got for MVP right now, or just who will win by the end of the year?
I'll go next, I guess. Yeah, I was kind of surprised you kept Jalen Hurts out of that competition in the beginning because, in my opinion, it's between him and Lamar. Patrick Mahomes to me isn't having that kind of year. I mean, we saw what he's won multiple MVPs, and none of these this season doesn't compare even close to what he's done in the previous seasons. I feel like this year is kind of, like we said, is weird, and I think a lot of it's going to be based off of your standing at the end of the year. So that's why I kind of have it between Lamar and Jalen Hurts. I like what Jalen Hurts has been doing. He did kind of have a few rough games in the beginning, but definitely turned it around. But I'm going to lean with Lamar on this one. We went over their schedule. I don't see them taking too much losses, and I kind of can see them being first in the AFC. And the storyline of uncrowning Patrick Mahomes out of the first is just, I think, big enough for you to win MVP, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Lamar, especially with his, like we said, his completion percentage, and hasn't thrown too many interceptions, even though they haven't really been calling on him to throw the ball like that. The run game has been amazing, but yeah, no one's putting out numbers that are saying that you should be a definite winner right now. These quarterbacks, in my opinion, that helps Lamar's favor.
I definitely agree with the Lamar one, but I mean, if you just look at Mahomes' numbers, not even watching him play, like his numbers are actually good. He's actually his numbers are still good. It's not what we're used to seeing, and
Yes.
I kind of go back and forth with the Aaron Rodgers. The 1 year he won it over JJ Watt, it was not a phenomenal year for him, but he won it because he's a quarterback for MVP.
I mean, any defense player's never going to win. It's always going to be a QB award.
He should have won that one. I should have won that. That should have been his MVP.
I still believe Antonio Brown should have at least been in the talks for MVP that 1 year, but no. It's a QB league, and
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Lamar or Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing bad or has been playing bad. It's just, like you said, it's not the Patrick we're used to seeing. And their like he's even admitted this is the best defense he has, and their defense actually looks really good this year, and has kind of been the reason they've been getting out of stadiums. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same direction as you guys. I agree with Braden that I think right now it's Lamar and Jalen Hurts. I think Mahomes is third, so he's up there. But yeah, just right now, currently, I think Lamar is leading. Hurts is, close second right there. I think I got to go with Jake on this, but I do think Hurts, I could see him coming out winning this. I mean, if you look at them, yeah, he's had a few rough games, but I think even the rough games were still pretty decent numbers wise, and obviously they're 8-1 on the year going into the bye, and I think they just continue to roll even after the bye. They do have some big matchups coming up. We'll finally see, the Niners, and I do think I agree that Lamar's schedule is a little better than Hurts's, but I personally think Lamar might regress a little bit. I think the Ravens as a whole are going to regress a little bit. I think just the fact that their defense has been playing so great in the kind of this first half, I think it's going to kind of fall off in the second half. And yeah, by all means, the passing has not been the strongest point of Lamar. I mean, he's been playing, I think, decent this year, pretty good. I think a lot better than maybe some expected. I think he's not relying so much on the run as he normally does. So I think it's there, but yeah, right now I just like the way Hurts looks. I honestly think it could be a closer race between Hurts and Mahomes in the next half of the season. I think Lamar will fall off, and it's going to be a close one between Mahomes and Hurts. But yeah, I think Could the Ravens still come out with the best record in the AFC? Yes, but right now I still think Mahomes and the Chiefs are. I think they're going to turn it around. I think it's been kind of a struggle in this kind of halfway through the season, and we know what the Chiefs can do. I think right now they're Super Bowl favorites. I honestly think it could be a repeat of last year's Super Bowl Chiefs Eagles again. So, yeah, right now it's Lamar, but I think Hurts. I honestly have Hurts winning it because I think Lamar is going to fall off.
I will say I hope you're right about everything you said except that Super Bowl prediction.
Well, this is a weird time for me because right now I'm rooting for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, and I'm literally just a Lamar's winning MVP. It's weird for me too.
yeah, I can't believe I'd be saying this, and I can't believe this is where I'm at, but I'm rooting for the Chiefs for personal reasons, for financial reasons.
You don't have to worry about the card. This is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about it.
Well, if he wins the Super Bowl, that's money.
He's gonna win another one. I don't know. What can't say when. Not telling you it's this year.
Well, the sooner the better, because the sooner I can get rid of it, I don't have to look at it anymore.
Oh man.
I don't have to root for the Chiefs anymore. But yeah, anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you'd go Lamar. But then again, it's not a lot of. I thought you're still gonna go Josh Allen, to be honest.
Too many.
I know Lamar's easy pickings, but I thought you said Josh Allen.
Like I said, no one's saying that they should win. Like no one's putting up stats that say they should
there's
win.
No clear cut right now, but
I think it just goes based off of record.
It's just a bad year for the MVP right now.
If Tyreek breaks the record, he might actually have a debate for being MVP.
If he does, yeah.
If he breaks it, I think he should.
With how bad this QB MVP is, he actually has a debate for it.
Yeah, he really does.
We'll find out. We're already halfway through, so we'll revisit our picks. I'm pretty sure we're abandoning our previous picks early on in the year, so let's just not think about those ones. We're going off these ones.
It was kind of close. I had Lamar as my offensive player of the year.
Oh, did you? I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember mine.
I forgot what mine was. I think my offensive was Justin Jefferson.
I think we chose Justin. You're right. We chose Justin Jefferson. Me and you. I kind of went the same boat as you. Let's not bring this up. No, I'm just kidding.
My defensive rookie of the year would have been right. Freaking Gonzalez didn't get hurt.
I'm still on track. Still on track for mine. You know, mine was a homer pick. Oh, but okay. Great picks, though. Yeah, some solid picks. I think maybe another episode we'll look at division standings, maybe, and even coaches on the hot seat. We'll look at that another time. But yeah, that should wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked our content, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you know that whenever we post some videos up, and make sure to follow us on Instagram. Before we close out, you guys have anything?
No.
Send death threats to Bryson for that Mean Joe Green comment on that. Yeah. I'm good.
You said
that. All right. I guess that'll do it then. Until next time. Shoots.